Hey YouTubers, it's your buddy Platt, and today I'm going to show you how to make a pumpkin spice hard cider. So let's go. Well, we've gotten past Halloween and Thanksgiving's almost here, the holidays are around the corner, and of course in the brewing world, that means pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin. Pumpkin ales, pumpkin porters, pumpkin, you name it. I thought this time, instead of doing some kind of pumpkin beer, I thought we might do something a little different and make a pumpkin spice hard cider. Real easy to do. All we have is basically 2 ingredients, a gallon of cider, and some pumpkin pie mix that we bought in the store. And I just want to show you this little recipe that if you brew it up now, it'd be ready for the holidays. So this cider is pretty simple. Like I said, just 2 ingredients and one quick little step. As with all our little project, first thing you want to do is sanitize. I've got sanitizer in my fermenter, and we're sanitizing the airlock. So after we take care of the sanitization, we get first a gallon of apple cider. Now, if you're somewhere near an orchard or a place where you can get fresh, unfiltered, unpasteurized cider, go for it. Here in Vegas, I don't have much options, so I went to my grocery store and just picked up a gallon of unfiltered cider. And we're going to dump this in our pot. Alrighty, and we're not gonna boil this or cook this at all. I'm just using this pot because then I'm going to stir in our pumpkin pie mix. Now, you might have seen on some blogs or some recipes out there, especially in home brewing of beers, pumpkin beers, that they take either whole pumpkin or canned pumpkin and they cook it and then add it to the beer, or they'll use canned pumpkin and then add additional spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, what have you. The reason I'm using this pumpkin pie filling is because it has all those in there. It has additional sugar in there. It has the cinnamon, nutmeg. It has all those spices in there. It's got everything I need in there, so I don't have to add anything else. And again, the theme of this is to kind of keep it simple. So I'm just going to then dump this in with our cider. And once we get everything out, you're going to want to take a whisk and we're going to want to stir this all together. Make sure we incorporate all that pumpkin pie mix. Oh, you'll definitely pick up the spices on the nose, the pumpkin. Just smells like the holidays. Anyway, we're just going to swirl that in to make sure we got everything integrated. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take our sanitized fermentation tank and I'm going to fill this in there. I'll be right back. So after we got done combining our mixture, I took our sanitized fermenter and I put our solution in. Now remember, we didn't cook it or heat it anyway, so it was already room temperature, so we didn't have to worry about cooling it down. I put it in here. Now, you'll probably notice you'll have a little over a gallon because remember we put the pumpkin spice in there. So you could dump the rest out if you want to save it for something else, or if you had a larger fermenter, that's fine. After I got it in the fermenter, I added 1/3 of a pack of Red Star Champagne Yeast. If you've done ciders before, you know a lot of people use champagne yeast because it makes a nice, dry, crisp, clean cider. And so that's what I used. You could also use a wine yeast if you want to. I do advise staying away from ale yeast because ale yeast a lot of times adds certain flavors to it, some fruity ester, stuff like that. And we're just wanting something nice and clean for this pumpkin spice hard cider. So I threw this in there, and we're going to let this ferment for about a week or so in the primary. And probably one of the things you'll notice is a lot of sediment on the bottom. So after a week, we're going to rack off this and put it into a secondary fermenter. And we're going to allow it to sit in that secondary fermenter for another week. And then after that, we'll rack out of that, and then we'll put it into another one of these 1 gallon carboys, and we'll throw it in the fridge to cold crash it. That'll stop any further fermentation and also help clear our cider. After that, we'll be ready to bottle and then leave in the fridge, and you'll be ready to enjoy. So here in about 2.5 to 3 weeks, we'll have our 1 gallon of pumpkin spice hard cider. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, feel free to subscribe down below. Also, share with your friends. And if you have any questions, comments, or concern, you can always either leave me in the comments section or you can contact me on the Twitter page. Well, until next time, bottoms up.